Hello again, and I am live from Ireland. I am sitting in the Hops Garden at Cashel Palace with John Long, who, among other things, is your welcome committee, your porter, and they
Yep,
call him inside the Salmon of Knowledge.
that's correct. I'm quite knowledgeable on the area of Cashel and South Tipperary in general. So
So, John, I wanted to ask you today about the Guinness bar in Cashel Palace because I've heard that truly Cashel is where the story of Guinness really started.
that's correct. A person working for the Bishop of Cashel was making the hops and burnt the liquid and accidentally manufactured Guinness at that time. So that's how Guinness was manufactured. And later went working for the Guinness family and shared the secret, shared the multi-million euro secret, of course, of how Guinness is brewed.
So why the connection here? So it was kind of accidentally made
Yes.
in Tipperary. Um, does it have a connection with the hotel at all?
Well, it does because the fact that it was originally a bishop's palace and one of the few people in Ireland that would have brewed the hops, and that would have been wealthy landowners and maybe a bishop or someone of power and influence at the time. So yes, it has quite a long history with the town of Cashel and with the hotel itself. So yes, the bishop resided here in the hotel. It was his home, and on occasion, yes, he was brewing on a regular basis. And luckily enough, the misfortune of, in some ways, it worked out really well. This mistake in burning of the hops and making the Guinness that we know today, it is just as well that it was discovered here.
Wonderful. That's so fun. Um, Now, just thinking about other guests that come in, you said that you have a lot of knowledge of South Tipperary. So, can you give me just a couple other places? So, maybe somebody's basing at Cashel Palace for 2 or 3 days. What else should they do beyond the amazing Rock of Cashel that we are looking at right now?
Right. So Cashel as a town, it's in the centre of Munster, which is, let's say, in the south of Ireland. So Cashel is very easily to commute from other towns and also to other towns. So I would recommend in this area to travel to the town of Cahir, just 16 kilometres south of here. So there's also another medieval castle there, which was sieged in the 1600s. So Cahir is one of the towns to visit, and also I would also recommend visiting the Glen of Aherlow, which is a beautiful sightseeing spot, beautiful mountains, and also Lake Muskerry is in those mountains. Lake Muskerry is reputed to be where St. Patrick sent the snakes, banished the snakes from Ireland. So those snakes are they're still banished and they're still within Lake Muskerry to this day.
So, that's the one lake to not swim in if you don't like snakes.
This is exactly it. Yeah, we have to be careful, and they say someday that those snakes will come back, but not as of yet. So, not as of yet.
Oh, that's so fun. Well, John, I want to thank you so much for joining me just for a few minutes. I know I pulled you away from your duties as it's kind of arrival and checkout time, so I want to thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you very much.
So that's really a fun story, and I am so thankful to John for sharing it with me. Kind of caught him off guard a little bit when he agreed to do that with me. So if you do go to Cashel Palace, make sure you search out John, have a little bit of a chat with him because he is just a wonderful wealth of knowledge. So unfortunately, I did have to leave Cashel Palace today after my amazing seaweed bath. If you do like a spa service, um, gosh, find a seaweed bath because it's just it's the most amazing 45 minutes you'll spend soaking in a tub. But anyway, so I left Cashel Palace today and made my way back to Malahide, which is a suburb of Dublin City. It's on the north side, about 10 minutes from the airport. And I am at the Grand Hotel in Malahide. It actually sits right on the bay. So I have a water view from my hotel room. But let me tell you, it definitely is a back to reality moment here after my really, really big hotel rooms the last couple of days. This one is just back to normal and feels very small for some reason. But on my way back up here to the airport, I stopped in the village of Abbeyleix. And Abbeyleix, if you listened to the podcast episode that I had with Aubrey Hutchinson, and let's see, that was episode number, oh goodness, this was a while back. Episode 149, I spoke with Aubrey Hutchinson, who is a private driver guide based out of Abbeyleix, and we talked all about County Laois. So since I was passing through, I met with Aubrey and had a little tour of an accommodation called Preston House, which both operates as a full, like you can rent the entire thing for a family event, or they do weddings. They do, during the week, they do individual room accommodations. So it's a really nice period property, nearly fully restored now, but just so, it's just got that real feel to it, right? So it's not like blow you away luxury, but it's that next little step up in a period property. And I think that for the right person, it is truly going to be the perfect accommodation if you like comfort, but you still want to kind of feel like you have your own space and stuff like that, because the full kitchen is available for use and the sitting rooms are absolutely lovely and comfortable. There's a big back garden that's available. So it's kind of a little bit of a cross, depending on how you stay, between B&B and self-catering. But nice and close to Dublin. So if you don't want to stay in the city, but you want to be, in a decent reach, or it's perfect for touring that kind of that northern southeastern corner. Does that make sense? So right south of Dublin, but before you get down to Cork. Great base for all of that location. And then I stopped into Morrissey's Pub. So Morrissey's Pub, for those of you who want to see the real Ireland, the old Ireland, kind of that Ireland that you imagine, I guess, this pub should be on your list of places to stop. And I had the chance to do a short podcast chat with John, who is the manager, and I will be sharing that with you. I don't have a date yet because I have so much going on that I don't want to push everything back, but it will be shared. So you'll want to be listening for that to come up on the podcast. But Morrissey's in Abbeyleix, definitely worth a stop. Definitely worth a little bit more of your time than a pass through in that area. There's quite a bit going on. And I think that we're going to see some really interesting tourism activity coming out of that area in the next couple of years. So if you want to be ahead of the curve before Abbeyleix is discovered, make sure you stop in. Spend an afternoon or so and check out County Laois. So I'm really excited. My daughter, my youngest daughter, and my mom are on their way here and will arrive in the morning. And I can't wait to spend a week with them. Have some brand new to me properties coming up in partnership with, let's see. If you go back to so many people I'm talking about today, huh? If you go back to episode number 156, when I spoke with Owen Cashman about the Celtic Coast, we talked about Owen's business and mixing a self-drive tour with a bespoke itinerary. And so I am excited to head out on that itinerary in this coming week and share it all with you. So go ahead and check out those 2 podcast episodes that I have just mentioned. So that would be episode 149, Lovely Leash, with Aubrey Hutchinson, and then podcast episode 156, Southeast Ireland's Celtic Coast, with Owen Cashman. And tune in, because this is going to be a really good week in the coming week. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of Ireland trivia there at the beginning. And until tomorrow, slán go fóill.